But there is a connection to the nuclear deal. And the connection there is precisely the expectations of where the economy should have moved to as a result of the deal, and the fact that those expectations were not materialized. If you take a look at Iran's economy on paper, it looks as if it's doing quite well. There's a growth of roughly 6.5%. Well, that growth is almost entirely because of oil sales. During the sanctions period, Iran's oil sales were more than halved. And as a result of the deal, they're now capable of selling oil again. And it's probably the only area in which they have actually really been able to go back to the pre-sanctioned years. But oil sales do not create jobs. Investments create jobs. And as a result, you've had oil sales, but you have not had the job creation and the types of things that actually lead to people feeling that the economy is moving in a better direction. Just being able to sell the oil and growing 6% actually has not been something that ordinary people have felt in their pocketbooks. And unemployment have actually increased, particularly for young people and particularly for young women. It is at a very, very high rate. Now, why hasn't there been any job creation? Well, the job creation is primarily connected to investments. And there are plenty of projects and plenty of companies that have been very, very interested in going into the Iranian market. They have even signed agreements, but there's a problem. They cannot find financing because none of the major banks are willing to go in and finance these projects out of a fear that Donald Trump is going to kill the deal. Many of these projects are 5-7 years long. And the banks, understandably, they're not charities, want to have some degree of security and certainty that the deal will be in place for that period of time so that they're not going to lose their money for investing and financing a project like that. But they can't even get 4 months of security because Donald Trump is constantly saying that he's going to rip up the deal. And right now his language is that he will do so. He will not renew the waivers. And as a result, it has really ensured that only a fraction of the investments that the government expected have actually materialized. And there's been, and you mentioned that the Iranians have now started to make noise that they may walk out of the deal. The specific language that the deputy foreign minister used when he was speaking at Chatham House was that if the banks don't come in, then Iran has gained nothing from the deal, and then they will also start walking out.